6 months ago, I had 989 subscribers on YouTube, and in the following 6 months, I grew my channel to 10,000 subs. The content I was producing was mainly travel-based content, Thailand-based content, and also Southeast Asia. Now, I don't claim to be a YouTube growth expert or anything like that. In this video, all I'm gonna do is share my experiences over the last 6 months, what I've done well, what I've learned from along the way that maybe I wasn't quite expecting. So if you're an aspiring YouTuber just starting out or just want to start a channel, then I've been in them shoes very recently, and even though my channel is not massive by any stretch, having the insight as being a beginner still, but also having the experience, having some skin in the game and growing my subscribers, I hope that I can offer some value to everybody watching this, hoping to do the same. Or if you're just curious about what goes into YouTube content creation and some of the strange experiences and things you might learn along the way, then stay tuned, this video is for you. So the first thing I'd done differently was just starting to be consistent. I know this is the obvious one, but from previously posting videos very infrequently, I started posting regularly, and even though I missed some weeks, from July all the way through to the end of the year, which took me a complete 6 months, I averaged out posting one video per week. So that's the biggest change I actually made. And the thing is, when you are posting more often, you start to get better at it. It starts to become more natural, whether it's talking on a camera, whether it's the planning, the ideas, everything else starts to become a little bit more fluid. So if I was to suggest one thing to everyone or myself a year ago, 2 years ago, it would just start being consistent, even if the idea that you have or the video that you have isn't perfect. Number two on here is something that I feel was personal for me. Maybe it is for everyone, but I wanted to create videos that I could not find a video for. If there was some information about Thailand or travel that I couldn't find, or that the video wasn't quite suited for the kind of person I am, then I wanted to go and create that video and give people insight or some value or some information that they could go away and be like, yes, I learned something from that, or that was useful, I can apply that straight away, or when I next go traveling, that's what I'll do. The next one on this list is something that I looked over or looked past for quite some time, and that is looking at the analytics, or looking basically previously at the videos that you've done that have done well, or other people's videos that have done well, and trying to recreate it somehow with your own spin or with a new topic with the same principles. For example, I've got a lot of content that has done well when it's giving people information about traveling to Thailand, maybe for their first time. I know them videos generally do well for me, which is why I've done a few of them. And also importantly, I enjoy creating them and I enjoy talking about them because it's something I'm genuinely interested in and I find useful. So look at the analytics, look at what does well, and then try and repeat it. Or if you haven't made any videos yet, go away, look at what does do well, and try and put your own spin on it. Now, the good thing about this is I'm not a YouTube growth expert. I'm not trying to sell you anything. So I can be honest about this video. No one talks about number 4. Everybody claims to have the magic formula, etc., etc. A big part of it comes down to luck. I've had one video that I posted bring in around about 30% or 1/3 of my total subscribers. If I hadn't have posted that video, potentially I wouldn't have got the subsequent subscribers that came on board as a result of more exposure to my following videos, if that makes sense. So I posted one video and it's now got over 500,000 views. That has gradually increased over time. But from that, I then got more subscribers, which from that then pushed out my new content to more people, which brought more people in. And whether it was the thumbnail, the title, the content, something about it hit with people, it resonated with people, and they enjoyed watching it, which is why it's done very well. But who knows, maybe I put that video off for later down the line, or I didn't do it at all, and then the growth was a lot slower. But no matter how good your thumbnail is, your title is, your content is, there still needs to be a little bit of luck, maybe being in the right place at the right time. And stick around to the end, because number 9 and number 10, personally for me, were things that nearly held me back and stopped me from even creating YouTube content and continuing with YouTube content. Which brings me on to number 5 on this list, and that is thumbnails and titles. I have changed thumbnails and titles on videos, and they have improved. And I now know how important that aspect of YouTube is. I used to neglect that and not put any thought into it and not consider it at all. Whereas now I put a little bit more thought and consideration into it, even though I probably don't put enough into it still, if I'm honest. But at the end of the day, if they are the veg, the meat and potatoes is your content. If you've been subscribed to my channel for a little while or watched some of my other content, then you might already be aware that I've been coaching people in the health and fitness space for over 10 years now. And because of that, I've been posting on social media like Instagram, Facebook for the best part of 10 years, if not longer. This is my favorite thing about YouTube. This is number 6 on this list. YouTube is evergreen. The content you post now might be viewed in 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, 10 years even. Instagram, Facebook, once it goes past like 7, 14 or 30 days, it goes into the abyss, never to be seen again. YouTube is not like that, and I absolutely love that about YouTube. You can post something, you can put a lot of effort into it, and it will constantly be there and be viewable to people and be recommended to people much later down the line if the content is good and people like to watch it, obviously. Number 7 on this list is a Japanese concept called Ikigai that takes what you're passionate about, what the world needs, what you can get paid for, and what you're good at. In my opinion, this can probably be applied for most people's aspirational jobs, work, or life. If we can combine what we're good at, what we're passionate about, what we can get paid for, and what the world needs, we'll probably land ourselves in a good spot of actually enjoying the things we do. I never started YouTube to make money or be a YouTuber or anything like that. And although I am monetized now, it's still not my main income source. And I do this more as a passion project or a side hustle. And I enjoy sharing my experiences, travel, talking about subjects and topics that I'm actually genuinely interested in. So if you're thinking of starting a YouTube channel for monetary reasons, then it might be worth thinking about that. What are you passionate about? What can you get paid for? What does the world need? And what are you good at? Number 8 on this list is learn as you go. In other terms, don't let planning and perfectionism stop you actually taking action with creating videos. I still do this a little bit now. I'm definitely guilty of it. And for years, after that first YouTube video or the first few, I would have long breaks between posting content. And a big part of that was I was always watching YouTube videos on how to get the best shots, what's the best camera gear to use, what's this, what's that. When in reality, you will find that out along the way, and all of that is secondary to just getting after it, getting stuck in, creating content and learning as you go. You don't become a carpenter or builder by watching YouTube videos. You go out, you be an apprentice, you get stuck in and you learn it on the job. YouTube is exactly the same, and I've learned more from every video that I've actually created and posted more than any video I've actually watched on YouTube to help me create content. Some of it's been very valuable, but none of it replaces actually getting stuck in, getting in the trenches and creating the content and posting it out there for everyone to see. Number 9 on this list is probably my biggest challenge with actually creating content, and that is coming up with ideas. One of the biggest challenges I faced last year was the fact that I was in Thailand creating content about Thailand/travel. But I was living in one place for a large portion of that time. And because of that, having to come up with consistent new ideas about the same topic was sometimes difficult. I did manage to, but it was challenging. So all I would say with that is if you get any ideas about content with your YouTube videos, write them down and just write any small idea down. And then you can refer back to them and pick what one is right to make a video about at that time. And on that one, sometimes the most simple videos are the best videos. Some of the biggest and most exciting ideas I've had have crashed and burned on YouTube and nobody's wanted to watch them. They also felt a little bit unnatural creating them. And number 10 on this list was something I struggled with initially, hated initially, and wasn't prepared for at all. and that is getting negative comments. At the end of the day, if you put yourself out there to the world for public exposure for anyone and everyone to see, you are going to get some negative comments. Now, I've changed my mindset on this from taking it as a personal attack to actually, okay, one, does the comment have some substance to it, and can I improve on the back of it? I.e., if somebody was to say the background music on this is so loud I couldn't even watch it, I would take that on board if there was 3, 4, 5 comments that said the same, because the chances are a lot of people are thinking and feeling the same. And at the end of the day, on YouTube, people don't have public profiles. You can't engage with them. So you're always going to get people being a little bit more outlandish with what they actually say, because they're hidden behind some strange name on YouTube and no picture. Is what it is. It's part of the game. Use it as fuel to improve your content if the comment actually has some substance to it. Use it as a bit of entertainment if it's just some idiot commenting just because they're hating, or just focus on the positive ones. Just a little note on equipment. I use my phone. I've got a wireless microphone like I've got in my hand here that I only use for videos when I'm sat inside talking to the camera. I've got a GoPro and I've got a drone. That is it. I've got nothing else. I've got no fancy camera. I do plan to get one in the future, but right now all I use is my phone, a wireless mic, and the GoPro, and occasionally the drone. So don't let equipment hold you back. Really, you only need a simple setup. Most people have a phone already. And on that note, I just want to say thank you for tuning in and watching this. If you're new, appreciate you. If you have been one of the subscribers that's helped me get to this point so far, thank you very much. I appreciate you. And this year, you can expect more content. Very soon, I'm going to be traveling again, posting content of Asia amongst other places, which I'm absolutely buzzing about. Leave the grey and cold that is the UK. Appreciate you tuning in. I'll catch you in the next one.